We can transition with that into some of the trade rumors that have been swirling around the NBA. And before we get to some of the bigger names, since you mentioned the Raptors, I'll halt on in Toronto and just say a little take that's been brewing in my head over the last few days. The Toronto Raptors have built a core of young players with a lot of talent and a lot of potential who are right now a good basketball team and could very well become a great basketball team. That might not be a championship winning basketball team, but that still is, as a franchise, valuable to have and important to the fan base. And at some point, you just have to commit to your young, talented players who want to be in your city and commit to having as much success with them as you can within a reasonable window. Oh, like maybe at some point down the line, when we need to worry about Scotty's contract, there you have to pick between Pascal, OG, and Barnes. But right now, like, I am really hoping we stick with and build around OG Siakam and Barnes as things are. I don't want to see this team blown up and have the thing restarted when like these players that we've drafted that have been steals and have like bonded with the franchise are like really just entering their prime to become the best versions of themselves they can be in the NBA.
With OG and Scotty, I definitely agree. I think it's a make or break year for both of those players to show another step of improvement. Because overall, like you look at it, if you want to build a team around one of them, they have to ascend into that top 20 conversation. And I don't think either of them are near that right now.
Well, Siakam is the guy who
Yeah, but
checks that
Siakam,
box
I
most.
think Siakam turns 30 this year.
Does he?
Yeah,
That's like that's prime, but that's not young.
he's older than you think because he came in as an old rookie. Like I think his first year in the NBA, he was 24. Yeah,
Okay.
he's 29 currently. So that's the piece where he's maybe young in basketball development still or right hitting that early prime, but for him as a player and his style of play, unless he can raise the shooting level another notch, he's a guy that he's probably at his peak currently. And if you think you can sell high on that, it does kind of fit into the vision of this team. And as much as I love all of the guys on this Raptors team, it's very apparent that you got to have a top guy. And whether that's to win with that top guy or have the top guy to bring in other top guys, I just don't see the roadmap where the Raptors do that. And I worry about them being too good that they cost themselves a chance of getting the next, like, I mean, there's not really one in this next draft, but you look at 2026 and some of the performances by Cooper Flag and Cam Boozer this past week at Peach Jam. It's just, you get one of those guys and maybe that's your franchise changer that leads to more titles down the line.
I want to see it tweaked and I want to see it, and we can transition out of the Raptors here. But just this always thinking about the future, never committing to the present, and like in hopes of the championship is feeling more and more like missing the forest for the trees. Missing the trees for the forest. I don't know which one's which in my metaphor here. Winning matters. Being a second round, third round, consistent playoff team is a good thing. And if you have the pieces that you think can accomplish that, I think it is a great franchise direction to head in. And I wish we talked more positively about franchises that have consistently done that over the years and extended their window rather than prematurely closing it in hopes of opening a newer, bigger, better one at some indeterminate period down the line.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a great point.
All right, we have run pretty close to the end here. We haven't talked that much about the Lillard Portland trade. It feels like it's a bit in